But yeah, it's important not to think about it too much when you're taking multiple exams. Just be as relaxed as possible and just do the best you can and leave it at that. Yeah. All right, welcome. So for those of you that have just joined us, thanks for attending today. We're going to get started in a couple minutes. So we have three presenters today, myself from CELPIP, as well as Sarush from ILIA English Academy. They're an official CELPIP preparation provider. We also have Ankita from Immigracia Visa Solutions. So she's a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. So we're going to be taking your questions today on the immigration process, on CELPIP, how to prepare for the exam, and we're going to be also doing presentations on those topics. So maybe if you could just start and type in the chat the city or country that you're currently viewing the webinar from. That way we have an idea of where people are tuning in from. Great. So we got Canada. We got BC, Ontario, Winnipeg. Nice.
Nice.
Joshua from Ontario. Hi, Joshua.
Some people from Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
Okay. New Brunswick, Toronto. I'm from Brazil. Gisele, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Gisele, right?
Yeah. We got Nigeria, Mexico, El Salvador. Nice. ¿Cómo estás?
Nova Scotia.
Got Ecuador, Alberta. Nice. So diverse crowd today.
Hello from Pickering. There is Pickering.
Got Diana from Colombia. Hi, Diana. Which city in Colombia are you from? I go there a lot for vacation, so just curious to know.
Kitchener. Halifax.
Oh, from Bogota. Okay, nice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The capital.
BC. I'm from Chile.
Very nice.
Prince George. Prince George. But I'm living in Vancouver. St. John. Hello. Jorge, right? Fredericton. Okay. Kitchener.
Yes, we got a good session today. Hopefully you all will enjoy it. And, make sure to have your questions ready on immigration and taking CELPIP. So we got another person from Mexico. Nice. All right. So, Ankita, whenever you're ready, feel free to take it away.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Hi, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, everyone, depending upon the location you are joining us today. So my name is Ankita Goyal, and I'm one of the regulated Canadian immigration consultants, IRB. That is, I'm also authorized to practice at the Immigration and Refugee Board. So we are based out of Vancouver, British Columbia. However, we take care of the immigration processes for all the provinces except Quebec, because Quebec has their own licensed immigration consultants. So if you are from any city in Canada, please feel free to contact us for your immigration questions. And today, in this presentation, I am going to talk about the British Columbia and Ontario immigrant nominee programs. So it will be a very, very high level overview. And just before we start, I wanted to let you guys know that as I am not privy to your documents or your cases, please ask me very, very general questions. Please do not ask me any case specific questions because again, I will not be able to answer them right now. And everything is being recorded. So please do not share your personal information. And just in case you have any personal questions, feel free to book a one-to-one consultation with me. And also, nothing that I speak in this presentation should be construed as legal advice. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Great, great, great. And you will be having a chance to ask me question and answers after I finish the presentation. And also we will be hosting a question and answer session at the end. So please feel free to either post your questions in the chat box, or you can wait for the question and answer session to ask me questions. So I would like to start by acknowledging our land. So Immigracia Visa Consulting is located on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, including the territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And we would like to also acknowledge that today you are joining us from many places, near and far, and acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers of those lands. So who are we basically? So we are a premier Canadian immigration firm based out of Vancouver and regulated by the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants. That is our regulatory body. And it was also formerly known as Immigration Consultants of Canada Regulatory Council. And we pride ourselves on being trusted experts in the field, dedicated to facilitating the dreams of individuals and families worldwide seeking to make Canada their home. And our comprehensive suite of services encompass a wide array of immigration pathways, including skilled worker streams like express entry, provincial nominee programs, family sponsorships like your common law spouse, parents, etc., study permits, visitor visas, business immigration, refugees, etc. So, delving into the topic. So we are going to start with Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program. So this particular program is for people who want to make Ontario their home, who want to contribute to the economy in Ontario. So this is the province's economic immigration program, and it works in partnership with the Government of Canada through IRCC. That is the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, who is authorized to give permanent residency. Please be advised that permanent residency is never given by the provinces, but by the federal government and not by the provincial government. So even if you get accepted into a provincial nominee program, be it any province, you have to send your application to the federal government for the final approval. So foreign workers, international students, and others with the right skills, experience, and education can apply to Ontario for a nomination. So either you can be inside Canada or outside Canada for the nomination. And the OINP recognizes and nominates people for permanent residency who have the skills, experience to benefit the economy in Canada and per se Ontario. So Ontario's expression of interest streams. So there are two kinds of streams. One is expression of interest stream and one is the express entry stream. So in the expression of interest streams, what you do is it's similar to express entry. So if you know about express entry, it is a system used by IRCC in which they evaluate or base people based upon their scores, such as their age, their education, their work experience, if they have any job offer in Canada, etc., their adaptability factors, and rank them into a pool of candidates. And then they get an invitation to apply for PR. And from the day they get the invitation to apply, they have 60 days to file their permanent residency. So same way, this is Ontario's expression of interest stream in which you express your interest to live and contribute to the Ontario's economy. So in this, once you create your expression of interest, you will get an invitation to apply, and only then you can apply for being nominated by the Ontario government. So to qualify, you must register an expression of interest and receive an invitation to apply. So these are a couple of streams that fall under the expression of interest stream. So if you are already living and working in Ontario and you have a job offer in Ontario, you can apply to the following streams. First is employer job offer, foreign worker stream. So you can apply to this stream if you are a skilled foreign worker with a job offer in Ontario. And then if you were an international student who recently graduated with a job offer in Ontario and from a designated learning institution in Ontario, then you can then you can also apply for employer job offer foreign worker stream. And there's then another stream, employer job offer international student stream. So if this is, again, if you have a job offer in Ontario and you are a recent graduate with a job offer in Ontario, then you can also apply under this stream. The jobs generally need to be at least at median wage levels for most of these streams. And you need to be having a full-time permanent job offer in order to be eligible for most of these streams. And then there's another stream called employer job offer in-demand skill stream. So if you are a foreign worker in an in-demand occupation with job offer in Ontario, then you can apply under this stream. So in-demand job means, so like provinces sees what is the shortage of workers in their respective provinces, and then they roll out the NOCs or jobs for which they want to call out candidates to contribute to their economies. For example, a couple of IT people are very, very popular, professionals in finance backgrounds or construction workers, let's say, etc., etc. So there are a couple of streams. You can definitely check Ontario's website or reach out to us to know what kinds of jobs are in demand in Ontario. And also these keep on changing. If a job is in demand today, it may be possible that it is not in demand tomorrow because the provinces update these lists frequently. Okay. Then if you have a master's or a PhD degree from an Ontario university and only from a designated learning institution in Ontario, then you can also apply under master's graduate stream if you have a master's degree from Ontario, or a PhD graduate stream if you have completed your PhD, or if you have been accepted to your candidacy for your PhD, then you can also apply for the PhD graduate stream. Okay. Then we'll briefly talk about the Ontario's express entry streams. So for express entry, you need to either qualify for one of the express entry streams like Federal Skilled Worker class, Canadian Experience class, or Federal Skilled Trades class. And you need to have a valid express entry profile in order to be nominated for these streams. So what happens is, once you have a valid express entry profile, the Ontario government, there is one stream called Human Capital Priority Stream. So Ontario governments, based upon what human capital do they need in Ontario, they choose out some of the NOCs, like people in IT sector. Then they send out the invitations based upon your CRS score. That is the comprehensive ranking score that is given to you based upon your factors such as your age, such as your education, work experience, adaptability factors, if you are having a job offer, etc., etc. So once your profile is ranked, you are given a CRS score. So depending if your score matches their cutoff score and your NOC matches the NOC they are looking for, then they will send you a push in your express entry application that, hey, listen, we are interested that you apply to our provincial nominee program. Are you interested? Then once you select yes, you will be able to go to the Ontario's website, create your application and submit your application to the provincial government for approval. And once it is approved, your express entry profile will be awarded with 600 extra points. And then you will be able to apply under one of the, you will be able to submit your permanent residency application to the federal government for approval after that. So a couple of streams under this one is Human Capital Priority Stream. So if you have the required skilled work experience, education and language abilities, and your NOC falls under one of the NOCs that Ontario is looking for, then you may be eligible under one of the stream under the stream. So even if you are outside Canada, Ontario government may still nominate you, and you do not need to have a job offer for the stream. And also you do not need any Canadian work experience for this stream. Then a skilled trade stream, it is for people who are applying under the federal skilled trades category. So if you are a foreign worker with Ontario work experience in an eligible skilled trade, such as a carpenter, a cook, a butcher, for example, or any other skilled trade, and you have a Red Seal certificate for it, then you will be able to apply under the stream. And then there is another stream called French speaking skilled worker stream. As the name suggests, people who know French, this is for them generally. So if you know French, I highly encourage you to check out this stream. This stream may be very, very good for you. So if you are a strong French speaking foreign worker with strong English language abilities, you will be able to qualify under the stream. And also IRCC is promoting Francophone communities these days. They're really bringing people who know French into Canada, and the scores for people who know French is going really, really down. So if you know French, I would strongly encourage you to even apply for express entry via the normal federal skilled worker route or any other route. Then how to receive an invitation to apply or notification of interest. So for expression of interest streams, you must first register in the expression of interest streams, and Ontario government holds draws every, let's say every month. And then once you receive an invitation to apply, then you will be able to apply for permanent residency to Ontario's and the federal government. Then for the federal express entry streams, you must first register in the express entry system and receive a notification of interest before applying. And for express entry, one of the main criteria is the language exam. And Surush and Patrick are going to talk about the language exams that you really need to take for express entry. And then to learn about the tech draws, like Ontario government is really inviting a lot of tech people under its human capital priority stream. So if you work in one of the tech sectors or IT sectors, I would really highly encourage you to check out the human capital priority stream. And then coming to BC provincial nominee program now. So as the name suggests, the BC provincial nominee program is an economic immigration program for people who want to contribute to the BC's British Columbia's to contribute to the British Columbia's economy. So if you are nominated, you and your family can apply to IRCC for permanent residency in Canada. And again, reiterating that the PR is never given by the provincial government, but by the federal government. So all these provincial nominee pathways are just an added pathway for you to gain permanent residency in Canada. And if you take the permanent residency through one of these provincial nominee programs, it is your moral obligation to live in that province and contribute to that province's economy. So one of the very, very famous pathways for BCPNP is skills immigration. So it is a way for workers and recent graduates with the skills, experience, and qualifications needed by the BC employers to permanently settle in BC. And it is made up of 5 streams, each designed for people with different types of skills, experience, and education. And 4 of these also have an express entry BC option. It means either you apply either if you qualify for express entry, then you can apply for BCPNP via the express entry streams. Or if you do not qualify for express entry, then you can just file for BCPNP under the normal provincial nominee program class. Okay, so some of these streams are the skilled worker stream. So as the name suggests, it is generally for the workers who are working in tiers O, 0, 1, 2, 3, for experienced workers in professional, management, technical, trade, or other occupations to gain permanent residency in BC. Then there's another stream called Health Authority stream. As the name suggests, it's working for people in health authority in BC. So if you are a physician, a midwife, or a nurse practitioner, you may be eligible to apply under the stream. However, self-employed physicians or self-employed doctors may not be eligible, but please double check the eligibility criteria. And also you do not need to register for the stream. If you meet the eligibility requirements, you can submit an application directly to the BC PNP government. So it means you do not need to submit an expression of interest. Once you open the once you go to the BC government's website, and if you meet the eligibility criteria, straight away fill up the profile, add the document, and submit the profile for approval for being nominated by the British Columbia government. Then entry level and semi-skilled stream. So this is for workers in selected occupations in the tourism, hospitality, or food processing sectors to gain permanent residency in BC. So only there are a couple of NOC codes under these categories. So only if your job falls under one of those NOC codes, you will be eligible to apply under this stream. Then international graduate and international postgraduate stream. These two are very, very famous streams for the students who graduate from designated learning institutions in British Columbia. So international graduate stream is a way for recent graduates with a degree or diploma from an eligible Canadian post-secondary institution to get permanent residency and stay in BC. And then international postgraduate, this is an extremely popular stream because of the reason you do not need to wait right now for an invitation to apply under this stream. And there's a list on the BC government's website for eligible institutions and eligible programs. And if you graduated from one of these programs in British Columbia, in one of the institutions as listed on their website, you are straight away, you can create your profile and apply for nomination from British Columbia. And you do not need to register, and there are very, very less language requirements for this one. So the international postgraduate is an extremely popular stream in BC. And also PhD candidates at public BC post-secondary institutions are eligible as long as they are accepted into their candidacy. And also British Columbia is going to change these streams starting in January 2025. And they are going to launch 3 new streams. That is a bachelor's degree stream, master's degree stream, and postdoctoral degree streams. So these the eligibility criteria for these three streams have not been out yet. And the BC government plans to roll out the eligibility criteria in early December or early January next year. So please keep out a tab. And if you graduated from BC, you may be having a very, very high chance, provided you have a job offer and meet the language requirements. And job offer can be an LMI exempt job offer as well. So keep a look at these streams in January 2025. So that concludes the end of my presentation. Any questions? And also you can check my website, my phone number, and my email ID. And thank you so much for listening to me.
That was great, Ankita. Thanks. We have a question here from Frederick. Is the AIP Atlanta immigration pilot still open in Nova Scotia?
Yes, Frederick, I do read this. I want to really keep this presentation catering to BC and provincial BC and Ontario questions. So for this question, I highly encourage you to please book a consultation with me. And AIP is open in many of the provinces. And if you are in a PGWP, and if you have a job offer, you may be eligible to apply. But we can discuss this eligibility criteria once you book a consultation. But if anybody is having a question regarding BC and Ontario per se, I will be very, very happy to answer those questions.
Great. So we have another question from Aritra. For the in demand, how to check which job is in demand in Ontario? Is that is it a list that's published somewhere regularly that has all the in demand jobs in Ontario?
Yes, thank you for that question. Yes, that list is public. If you go to the Ontario's government website under the list of draws, you will be able to see the list of NOCs they have picked up in the previous draws. And then you will be able to identify which, by seeing the previous jobs, which jobs or NOCs are in demand.
Great. There was a question here from Zulema. How does the score system work for the foreign worker stream? The score system.
Yeah. So scoring system works as score is based upon your factors like your points in your English or French, your education, like if you have an education from Canada or outside Canada, what is the level of your education, a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, or you have a doctorate. And then, do you have a job offer in Canada? Then you have any adaptability factors. For example, if you have a brother or sister living in Canada who is a permanent resident, or if your spouse is a permanent resident, etc., etc. These are the adaptability factors. Then your work experience, how many number of years of work experience do you have? So all these factors contribute to your scoring system in most of the scoring criterias.
Great. Edeline asked, do you still have to show proof of funds when applying for express entry or an OINP?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So this question is subjective. So if you do not have a job offer in Canada, yes, you do need to show proof of funds. However, if you have a job offer and there are a couple of other requirements, you do not need to show proof of funds in that case. And it also depends upon if you are applying under Canadian Experience class or Federal Skilled Worker class. The requirements are different for these classes. And also for two people, like if you have a family of two, IRCC has published a chart on their website. I think for two people, it should be around 18 to 19,000 Canadian dollars. But I would recommend double checking the amounts on the proof of funds section of the IRCC website. So it depends upon how many number of people are there in your family, irrespective of them accompanying or non-accompanying. Let's say you were a family of three, but your husband, let's say, is not accompanying, and you and your son are going to Canada. So irrespective of your husband not accompanying you, you need to include three people while calculating the proof of funds. So I would encourage you to check the proof of IRCC website for the proof of funds for family members.
Great. Another question here. Who can confirm the knock number of my current job?
So we do offer that service, confirming the knock. So if you need any help, you can reach out to us and we will be very, very happy to help you. But if you reach out directly to IRCC with your roles and responsibilities, I'm afraid they do not have that kind of bandwidth right now to help you with the knock, but we will be very happy to chalk out the knock for you.
Great. I'm just putting your email here in the chat. So you can contact Ankita with any immigration questions that you have and set up a consultation. See here.
I see another question by Edeline. How much is the required salary range? So Edeline, it depends upon which stream are you applying under and what province you are applying under. Generally, it's a median wage for most of the streams. But for a couple of student streams, you can also, even if you are getting low wage, you can also apply to a couple of streams with the low wage. So it totally depends upon under which province and which program do you choose.
Great.
And then Dr. Gurpreet says, how much more time expected for approval of OINP under Human Capital Priority Stream Healthcare Draw? It's almost 120 days since my submission. Yeah, Gurpreet, general time frame is 3 to 4 months, but it also depends upon case by case basis and the complexity of the case. Unfortunately, there is currently no way to expedite the process. You just need to wait. I know it's difficult waiting, but the only option is to wait right now.
Adeline said, sorry, you got the right term. What is the median range here in Toronto, Canada?
So median range depends upon the job you are doing. So I would recommend going to the GC job bank's website and seeing what is the median range for your particular job. So it depends from job to job. There is no median range, like one single median range for everything. It depends upon the knock you are working under. So job bank is your best friend for this question.
So I just put the link there in the chat for Job Bank.
Yes, please. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
Great. I would like to now give the time back to you guys because I know you both have to speak. But yeah, again, it was wonderful speaking today. And if you have any immigration questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will be very, very happy to help you.
That's great. Thanks, Ankita. Just put your email again in the chat. So yeah, basically we're gonna talk about CELPIP. So if you have any specific like CELPIP preparation classes, preparation questions, feel free to type them in the chat, and Sarush and I will do our best to answer them. So this is your opportunity to ask any CELPIP prep related questions that you have right now about the test. So we have Jasbir asks how to prepare for CELPIP reading.
So, should I answer?
Sure.
So, Patrick, if you allow me, let me start with a brief introduction, and then I will start answering all the. If you
Good
agree.
idea. Yeah.
Sure. So, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on CELPIP and immigration. Ankita, thank you very much. It was great. I'm Sarush Anzani, and I have the privilege of serving as the founder and owner of ILIA English Academy. Speaking on behalf of our entire team, I would like to convey our deep appreciation for your attendance today. I can see so many people are here right now, 148 right now at this moment. So our school, English Academy, ILIA English Academy, is a Vancouver-based online language school for CELPIP, IELTS, ESL, French, and Spanish with 28 years of professional background. And we are currently delivering courses to students from all around the world. We have students getting connected to our classes from so many different countries. Our instructors are located in Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, Montreal, and even as far as Costa Rica, because we also have Spanish classes, and our teacher is originally from Costa Rica. She gets connected from there. We are also proud to be a CELPIP official network member and an approved center in Canada, offering both training classes and mock tests to applicants. There are a couple of things which make us different, in my opinion. We've got a team of CELPIP certified instructors. So each one of us has been trained by the Prometric company, and we have received the teaching certificate for CELPIP. And with at least 15 years of professional background. The other thing is we are all about fast-paced learning without breaking the bank. Our classes are designed to get you where you need to be, and we help you get your desired score in the shortest time possible. And finally, practice makes perfect, right? So that's why we offer practice tests to help the students ace the CELPIP exam with confidence. If you would like to know about like the services we provide and the classes that we have general English classes for basic, elementary, and pre-intermediate students, power English classes for intermediate, upper intermediate, and advanced levels, CELPIP preparation, CELPIP mock test, CAEL preparation, CAEL, IELTS preparation, IELTS mock test. We do have job interview preparation classes, free discussion, English grammar clinic, essay writing for school and college students, French program, and a Spanish program. So before I start answering your questions, I would like to share some of our social media links. If you have an account on Telegram, I recommend. So we have a very active Telegram group, and this here is the link. You can find it in the chat box. The other link is oh, thank you, Patrick. This is our, and the other one is our Instagram. And here is our Instagram. Okay, so this is so the first one was our Telegram. The other one is our Instagram. And you can also Google us, and you know, if you need more information about our school, so you can Google us. And yeah, thank you, Patrick. Yeah. So yeah. So Patrick, I'm ready for the questions.
That's great. All right, let's see what questions there are here.
So could you close this window, please?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, of course,
There
yeah.
we go.
Yeah. So the first one.
So there's a question from Temi Tope. It's I need CELPIP practice pack for listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So we do have the free practice tests on the website, which can give you practice in all the 4 different components. Because the practice test is very similar to the real test. And you can also check your listening and reading scores based on how you do in the practice exam. We will be giving everybody today that attends a free study product. So that's going to be emailed to you tomorrow, which you can redeem for free on the CELPIP online bookstore. Let's see what other questions we have here. There was a question about like a comment. CELPIP needs to adopt the idea of individual retaking just the one they didn't do well in instead of rewriting the whole test. Yeah, definitely. Once the one skill retake is accepted by the Canadian government, then we will have that feature on our exam. So as of right now, for Canadian immigration, you're not able to do that one skill retake, but once that is available, then we will have that available to test takers. Ria asked, any tips to ace the listening component, Sarush?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about all the 4 skills plus vocabulary. So because I can see questions about how to get a good score in listening, reading, speaking, like everybody is asking. I mean, different people are asking different questions on different skills. So actually, one thing is when you're getting ready for the CELPIP test, the best advice I can give you is take your time. Okay, so trying to cram all your preparation into one day or even night before won't make you feel ready or confident during the test. Many students call us just a few days or weeks before the test. For example, we get a call today. So we have a test. I have a test like in 2 weeks from today, and I got a 5 in the previous one. In the next one, I need a 7 or an 8. So it's impossible. So plan ahead. And I mean, if you want to study with a school, so plan ahead. Get ready for the test. Like you should have enough time to study and be prepared for the test. We suggest making a study plan and sticking to it every day. And by doing so, you will feel more prepared when test day rolls around. One very important thing is like making a routine, and like having a daily study routine helps you get used to getting ready for your test. I know everybody is busy these days, I know, but I recommend studying 2.5 hours to 5 hours, 5 or 6 days a week, not 7 days a week. I'm not studying for 10 or 12 hours per day. Learning does not happen and take place in 10 hours or 12 hours per day. So 2.5 hours to 5 hours, 5 or 6 days a week. So how should you divide this time? So why did I say like 5 hours and 2.5 hours? So we have a listening, we have a reading, we have a writing, we have a speaking, and we have vocabulary. So we have 5 things to cover, to study. And for if at least half an hour for each of them per day, or 1 hour, that would be the ideal thing. And it means like 30 to 60 minutes for listening, 30 to 60 minutes for reading, writing, speaking, and vocabulary. My suggestion to you is that please do not take practice tests at early stages of getting ready for the actual test. many students just do tests and tests and tests and tests. You see, CELPIP is a very professional test, and it's been designed by professional people. So if you don't study, taking the test over and over will not make you, more prepared for the actual test. So first you need to be prepared. First you need to get ready for the test, and then when your instructor says, okay, you're ready to take the test or any mock test or practice test, then you can start doing so. Let me tell you about reading and then listening, writing, and speaking, and how you should be prepared for that. So for reading, these days, due to the advancement in technology, we don't read a lot. I remember that we used to smell paper. We used to touch paper. But these days, our reading is just limited to Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and it's like social media. That's why these days we have a lot of challenges. I mean, when students call us, I mean, their main concern is reading because we don't read a lot and we don't have the patience to read. But if you want to get a good score in CELPIP and you want to get a high score, you need to indulge yourself in reading for so many days, so many hours, and so many weeks. For many of us, when we want to read something, even in our own language, so we read a sentence very fast, but we need to get to the beginning of that sentence again because, like, we ask, what was this sentence about? And you need to read because we are not focused readers. We read one sentence, but we don't get what we just read about. We don't get the concept, or we don't comprehend the sentence. So for many of us, the speed of reading is much faster than the speed of comprehension. So if this is your speed of comprehension and this is your speed of reading, so the speed of reading for many of us is just like this. It's much faster than the speed of comprehension. So what should we do? We should bring the speed of reading down, adjust it with the speed of comprehension, and move them together. So speed of reading with the speed of comprehension, adjust it, and you move them together. But you may ask me, okay, so how about vocabulary? So I have vocabulary problem. I'm sure that maybe many of you are asking me questions about vocabulary. Many students and many experts believe that if you don't know vocabulary, if your knowledge of vocabulary is not that much good, don't take the test. At least for 6 or 7 months from today. I would say yes and no. I highly suggest that you should study vocabulary as much as possible. But even if you study vocabulary for 5 years, every day, 5 hours per day, and you go for the CELPIP test or any international test, they may give you a text on astronomy, agriculture, medicine. So what are you going to do? So there are a couple of things that I'm going to be talking about now. So one is, let me ask you a few questions. On the test day, answer here in the chat box. On the test day, can you use a dictionary? I'd like to see your answers. No, thank you, thank you, thank you. Will I be there to help you? Say yes or no. So it's a no again. Thank you. Can you
Regrettably, no, unfortunately.
Can you cheat from another person's computer? Say yes or no. Thank you. Thank you. I like your nose. Very good. Number 4, are you the messenger of God? Not yet. So what are you going to do? So there are a couple of things you can do. Number 1, you can guess the meaning of the word in the context. For example, my class with Mary was procrastinated a few seconds before it started. He was, oh my God, what is procrastinate? So look at the words before and look at the words after. My class with Mary, easy. A few minutes before it started, easy. So what does procrastinate mean? Guess the meaning of the word. The procrastinate means, write in the chat box, write in the chat box, procrastinate. Guess the word. My class. Postpone. Or exactly, leave it for later. Or delayed. Or no, it's not the word. Like delay and postpone, right? But the next one is maybe cancel. Thank you, Martha. Thank you. Cancel, right? So it doesn't mean it's not important which one it is. So it's one of these three. Go to the next sentence. So you should do the same in both listening and reading. The second one is try and get the sense of the word. For example, my classmate is such a miser. You don't know what miser means. Look at the word and try to get the sense of the word. Is this word giving a positive sense or a negative sense to this sentence? Is it positive or negative? Write in the chat box. Negative. Thank you. So my neighbor is such a negative person. Go to the next sentence. Number three, find a similar word. Find a similar word. For example, you can confide in me. Confide? Yeah, you can confide in me. So confide is very close to which word? Thank you. Confidence. So it means you can trust me, you can rely on me, you can bank on me, right? So there are different ways of dealing with vocabulary, but don't forget, you need to study vocabulary a lot. There is a book published by the Prometric on vocabulary. Okay, if you I think you can find it online, or if you want me, I can send you the PDF, or I don't know, like if okay, so that's about vocabulary. Now go back to reading. So I told you how you can deal with your vocabulary problem. So that's one thing. And like for every part of, I mean, you should read a lot. Read and read and read and read in order to be able to adjust the speed of reading with the speed of comprehension. Okay, and then for every part, you know that there are 4 parts in the CELPIP test. So for every part, there is a strategy that we will teach in our classes. So maybe we don't have time for those strategies here in this webinar today. So listen, the book Azani, Prometric book, sure. So contact us, and I think I shared like the social media links. Contact us on Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, and you can find our phone number on the website, or you can Google us, ILIA English Academy. Number 2 for listening. I'm sorry, I need to talk a lot, Patrick. I'm sorry, but like I need to talk a lot. So take your notes while I'm talking. Thank you. So one thing that we always do in our classes, and we do it on the first day that we start a class with our CELPIP students, is that I'm going to go to the board and write a couple of things here. So I don't know how. Patrick, I don't know how to work with this word. I mean, it's a new word, I think. So
Any luck there?
no, I don't know. So listen.
Did we lose Sarush there? Looks like we did. Yeah, just give us a minute here, folks. Sure, he'll be coming back in any minute now. So I could just take a question here in the meantime. Let's see here if there's a good question. Oh, here he comes. I think we lost you there for a second.
Sorry, I got lost. I mean,
Oh, don't worry, it happens.
sorry. So, can I continue?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay. So the next thing is, when when you want to prepare for yourself for the CELPIP test, this is the thing that we introduced in the very first session and on the very first day. So the thing is, it's a 4-stage strategy. Number 1 is transcription. So we give the students an audio file, and we ask them to transcribe that audio file. And what is that audio file and what is transcription? That audio file is that, so there are 2 free practice tests on CELPIP website. Okay, so test A and test B, and each of them there is a listening test. Go to test A listening part and listen to it from the beginning to the end and transcribe it. So listen to it, stop, write it down, listen to a sentence, write it down. So converting the audio file to a written file. This is called transcription. So why is it a good activity? Because when you hear something, so you're improving your listening skill, right? So you're making your ears wide open. Many students call us and say, what are the strategies for listening? So the question I asked them is that I always ask them, are your ears wide open? I mean, can you hear every single word? So you should try to, practice in a way that you hear every single word. And this transcription will do the magic to that. Okay? So you write down from the very first word to the last word of test A listening and test B listening, from A to Z, from high to by. And by doing so, you will first improve your listening and you make your ears wide open. Then automatically, when we hear something, we repeat it. So listening and speaking. After we listen and repeat, so you should write it down. This is called transcription. So you will be practicing writing, and you read what you write, reading. So all the 4 skills are being practiced and improved right at the same time. And when you write the sentence, so you will practice spelling, capitalization, punctuation, vocabulary, and there is grammar in every sentence. So by doing so, you will find that like all your skills, main skills and sub skills, are being improved at the same time. So this is the best self-study method for every learner of any language. So this is the thing that you definitely need to do. And if you join our classes, so on the very first day, we will tell you how to do it, and we will open it up more and more. So Patrick, I think I'm done for this moment. Let's answer the other questions. Now, the course fee, depending on the type of course that you choose and the package we offer, the fee might vary. So let me tell you about our course, CELPIP course at ILIA English Academy. If you are studying for 3 scores improvement, if you're a 5, you want to reach a band score of 8 or a 9. If you're 6, 9, and 10, 5 to 8. The whole course, the whole package is 40 sessions, 5 months. So it's 2 days a week, our term classes for semi-group classes. 2 days a week, 90 minutes every session, 8 sessions a month, and in 5 months. 5 months, each month for 8 sessions, and that would be 40 sessions. Semi-group classes, maximum 6 students in every class. So what happens in this package? In the first month, 8 sessions, general English. So we will fill most of your general English gaps. And in the second, third, fourth, and fifth months, each month, 8 sessions, 1 skill of CELPIP. So altogether, you will be prepared for, in 3 band scores improvement and in 40 sessions. But if you say 5 months is a long time for us, don't worry. So if we can do it like in a private style, a private class, you and the instructor, and in 25 sessions. 40 divided by 2 plus 5, 25 sessions. 5 sessions general English, 5 sessions listening, 5 sessions reading, speaking, and writing. 25 sessions. But you may not need the whole package. So what we do is that first we give you a mock test, or if you have already taken the test before and you have your test result form with you, based on your scores, we will tell you how many sessions you're going to need to be prepared for the score you desire. Okay, so you can call us, and links have been shared with you, and we will help you with everything. But we will help you very fast. We are, no, maybe the adjective that many students use is that they say that you are very fast paced. Yeah, we are very quick, and we help you get the score you want. Yeah, and first, Patrick, what are the questions?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
yeah,
see.
just been answering questions here in the chat. Let's see here. So feel free to type any questions you have about CELPIP in the chat.
Can we take notes during speaking and listening to tests to, in the actual test for speaking and listening, you can take notes, of course. Yeah, you will be given paper and pencil, and you can take notes during the test. And I did not receive an answer yet. Okay, so what is the question? Let's see. What is the best way to improve speaking skill? First, to work on your grammar. We should make sure that your knowledge of grammar and structure is good enough for the productive skills. For speaking and writing, we need to make sure that your knowledge of grammar is good enough. And then we can give you speaking practices.
So Esther was asking, what is the name of the vocabulary book?
Oh, the name of the vocabulary book. So I can tell you right now. There practice vocabulary. Let me give you the name right now. So that is CELPIP vocabulary by CELPIP. The name is CELPIP vocabulary by CELPIP. So it's got the logo of Paragon on it. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. It's vocabulary skills, 2nd edition, and you would see the CELPIP logo on it. Yeah. If you need it, text us on WhatsApp or like Instagram. We'll definitely share it with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just post the link to our bookstore where you can get that book, CELPIP Vocabulary Skills.
Yeah.
So it'll be celpip.ca/store. And it's called Vocabulary Skills.
Vocabulary skills, yeah, you can provide it on the website.
Rodaline asked, can I register for only reading in the course?
No.
Or is it like a package? Yeah.
Of course. Sure. I thought she was asking about like the test. Yes, of course. Yeah. I mean, I told you we make your own package. I mean, you should call us for a consultation. It's a free consultation. So we ask you so many questions and we get to know about your background. Then we will suggest the best package and the best, method of learning for CELPIP, definitely.
There's a question here from Yvonne. Are the tests set based on your country? English-speaking countries get harder questions? No, it's a standardized exam, so it's going to be the same types of questions, whether you take CELPIP in Nigeria or in China or in Canada. It's going to be the same types of questions. So it's not harder in like certain countries over others.
So Patrick, there is a question. Thank you very much Ria. I said there are 4 strategies for the listening part. I didn't talk about the other 3. Yeah, the first one is transcription. Thank you. The next one, number 2, is that you should go to the website. I mean, when you see those free practice tests, under the start button, there is a part you can find the final script of test A and test B. After you transcribe, go to the final script and compare yours with the one over there. And try to check everything and highlight everything on your transcription. Yeah. Oh, great. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Here is a sample test. Thank you. So if you click on the sample test, go to that one. Perfect. Under the start button, you go down, practice test A, listen transcripts, practice test B, listen transcripts. Can you click on one of them, Patrick? Thank you. So you will see the full text here, the full script here. After you transcribe, so go to this one and compare these two and highlight the differences on your own file. Okay. And by highlighting, you are learning from your own mistakes, right? This is the second thing that you can do. Number 3, now you have transcribed everything and you have done the checking and you have highlighted the differences. Now it's time for sentence by sentence repetition. So we don't need the text anymore. Put your headset back on. So start from the beginning, play, stop, repeat sentence by sentence from the beginning to the end. That will improve your speaking and listening and speaking. These two will be more and more connected. Listen, your ears with your mouth. And finally, the final thing is shadowing. This 4-stage method will do the magic to your English. So number 4 is the shadowing thing. And what is shadowing? Shadowing is repeating something at the same time with any speaker. For example, imagine that you go to your favorite singer's concert, and just as he starts singing a song on the stage, the whole audience will repeat after him. This is called shadowing, repeating at the same time with any speaker. Now that you have done the transcription, you have checked your transcription with the final script, and you've done the sentence by sentence repetition. So everything is here. Play it without stopping it. Try to repeat at the same time with that speaker. So by doing so, you will see that, oh my God, I can hear everything and I can repeat everything as if I'm like repeating the song of my favorite singer. So you never memorize any song, do you? Never. When you can shadow, it means that you can hear, you can comprehend. So it means that like answering the questions in listening will be a piece of cake for you. So this is, thank you for asking me again. I mean, I forgot to talk about the remaining 3. Yep. If you need more help, contact us and we'll tell you how to, practice and how to do it in the right way. So I'm going to share.
Great. And yeah, Frederick asked, is CELPIP available in Nigeria? So yes, we test in Lagos, Nigeria, and we also have a test center in South Africa, in the African region.
We have many students from Nigeria. Many students get connected from there. CELPIP is being tested in 27 countries in the world right now. If you're in those 27 countries or in the neighboring countries to those countries, so you can travel there, take the test, and come to Canada with a CELPIP test.
Yeah, so you don't have to be like a resident in the country. You can just travel to that country to take the test, and it's valid the same as if you took it in your home country.
Yeah. If you would like to know more about, those countries, go to celpip.ca website, and you will find the names of those 27 countries. If you also need help, we can help you with that. If you don't, because like sometimes we get calls from some countries and they don't know that there is a test center in their country. We got a call from Brazil and one from Ecuador like 3 weeks ago. They didn't know that there was a test center there.
These are the current countries where we test in.
Mm.
Let's see. So we just recently opened in Ecuador, in South Africa. So these are the current countries we test in, and we will be opening in more countries in the coming weeks and months. We also recently added new cities in Pakistan. So we now test in Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi. So we have 3 cities in Pakistan. We recently opened in Lebanon, in Ecuador, I mentioned, and in Birmingham, England. We have lots of coverage all over Canada. So if you need to take a CELPIP test and you're in Canada, chances are there's going to be a CELPIP test center close by. The major cities like Toronto or Vancouver have several test centers. And then the most major cities in Canada do have a CELPIP test center. The results come out in only 3 to 4 days after your test. So they'll be posted online in your CELPIP account, and you can download those results onto your computer and submit them online to the Government of Canada for permanent residency or citizenship. We have a current research study going on. So if you've taken CELPIP and IELTS within 3 months of each other, you can apply to be part of a free research study where you would answer a couple questions on your experience. And if you're selected for this study, we will refund you the cost of your last CELPIP exam. So you would get like $300 back if you've taken IELTS and CELPIP close together within 3 months of each other. So if you've taken IELTS and CELPIP within the last year, it's a good idea to apply to this research study, because if you are selected, you will get your last CELPIP exam refunded. So you'll get that money back. Okay, and then you can follow us on Instagram as well. We post updates of new test centers we're opening up in, study product sales, test taker tips. All of that is on our Instagram channel. And then if you're looking for preparation classes, definitely contact Sarush at ILIA Academy. And they have different online classes that you can take to prepare for CELPIP. Okay.
Awesome.
Sorry to interject there, Sarush.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm writing the test next week, Saturday at Birmingham. Pray for me. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, best of luck.
Yeah, I missed. Hi team. I missed the CLB answer. My average is 7, listening 9, reading 6, writing 7, speaking 6. Oh, so my CLB 7 is for all 4. That's right. I think Patrick, you need to answer your question.
What's the question? Sorry.
Hi team. I missed. It's the last one.
Okay.
I missed the CLB answer. My average is 7. Listening 9, reading 6, writing 7, speaking 6. So my CLB 7 is for all 4. Oh, okay. So the Patrick talked about the average score. So there is an average score on your test result form, but it's not accepted, right? Patrick?
Yeah. The average score is really only for your reference. When you're applying for permanent residency or citizenship, you're going to have to meet a minimum score. So that means that you cannot get lower than the minimum on any given component. So if your minimum, for example, is 7, then if you were to score a 6 on reading, you would not have met the minimum level 7 cutoff score. So the average score is only for your reference. The Government of Canada will not look at that to determine your admissibility.
So I recently have taken test 9, 10, 7, 7. So your reading is a 10, right? Awesome. So, but I need 9 in all, at least. You can easily get that. So you already got a 9 in listening. Getting a 9 in that's great. Your receptive skills are really good, 9 and 10. But you want to, for your productive ones, I think you need to work on your grammar a little bit more, on your structures. And I think you don't know the format of I mean the speaking or writing or the expectation is, because let me tell you something. Many students do not know on what basis their writing and speaking tests will be assessed by the examiner. So there are so many things that the examiner takes into consideration while he's assessing your paper. So contact us, and we will give you free of charge. We'll tell you what those things are, and if you need any classes, we will definitely help you. So what if someone does become okay? We can go. I'm just trying to see if we have answered all the questions. Practice listening and vocabulary. So this session is being recorded, so you can receive it in your email tomorrow from Prometric company. So a few minutes ago, I talked about transcription, shadowing, sentence by sentence, repetition, and everything. And also, I'll talked about vocabulary, so you can watch this video again and reading strategy, please, especially on the parts with many options for, oh, this will take a long time, Ria. So call me and I will tell you everything. It's a long story. I should change this webinar to a class. So, hi, Patrick, please, will you still send the CELPIP practice test back to our email? This is a
Yeah,
question.
so we have everybody's email today, so we're going to be emailing everyone tomorrow with the study product as well as the webinar recording and our contact information if you want to take the CELPIP preparation classes, if you have immigration questions for Ankita. Yeah, that will all be provided to all of you tomorrow by email.
And there is a question for you, Patrick, I think. So the question is, are the listening and speaking test questions all equally weighed?
So I think with listening, they're basically the passages and the questions get gradually harder as you go through the listening component. So I would presume that the listening questions near the end of the component are worth a little bit more and they're more difficult than the listening questions at the beginning of the component. So no, they wouldn't all be weighted equally. It does depend on where the question is in the component.
Yeah,
for speaking, I'm not entirely sure. Sarush, do you know? I think they look at a lot of different factors.
Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of factors, and that's why I told you. There is a checklist for the examiner, and based on those criteria, you will be assessed. So it will take some time to talk about every single thing, because those are the things that for example, when we start speaking, we start by introducing the criteria to the students. We do the same in writing. We talk about the criteria first, then we go to task 1 and task 2 and how many paragraphs and stuff like that. Contact us, and then I'll try my best to be actually helpful. So the test is valid for 2 years. Yeah. The accent is Canadian. Yep. The accent is Canadian. For CELPIP and CALE, it's all about Canada. In the listening parts, in the reading parts, you will hear about traditions, locations, history, geography, sport, all about Canada. You may hear about Stanley Park, CN Tower, I don't know, like Old Montreal, or I don't know, like different parts of Canada. So you need to know, not a lot. I mean, you need to know about Canada. And then
Rhea asked, do you offer French classes, Sarush?
yeah, we do. We
Awesome.
have so many French classes for those who want to take this French test. In order to actually, because Ankita talked about French and how important French can be. So yeah, definitely. And do they repeat past CELPIP questions? Patrick, this is for you, I think.
Do they repeat past questions? I don't believe so. I think every question is brand new. And then when you have, sometimes you'll have like unscored components in listening or reading, so you might have an additional part two. So you might have two part twos. So that's one of those questions is unscored, and it's to test your performance to possibly make it a future test question. So all the questions that are on the test are different. They're not you won't see the same question again in a different CELPIP exam.
So Masood has asked, can I call you today, Susha? Of course. 778, if you're in 778-929-4121. This is our phone number in Vancouver. And CALE, what is CALE? CALE is the academic form of CELPIP, if I'm not wrong, Patrick.
Yeah, that's correct.
Academic purposes. CELPIP is accepted by colleges and for the majority of immigration, purposes, if I'm right, Ankita. And I live in Vancouver. Do they repeat the past? But I have Kale, can I call you? Of course you can. French classes, yeah, sure. Call us anytime. And the good thing is that we have teachers in different parts of Canada, so different time zones. So don't worry. And we can also help those who are outside of Canada based on the different time zones. So you don't need to worry about anything. And we use Zoom, and everything has been ready for you. I mean, everything is digital right now. And then all this time we will share all the materials free of charge with you. You will be tested regularly on and on in all the classes. So just as we teach one strategy, we give you the mock test of that part of that skill that we have just taught you, and then we go ahead this way. I passed my IELTS last listening 4.5. Oh, okay. So listen to me. When somebody gets any score in IELTS, if you add 1 to that, that should be your CELPIP score. If you're a 5 in IELTS, so you're expected to be a 6 in CELPIP. So if you got 4.5, writing 6, reading 4.5, so you're expected to be a 6 in CELPIP. And then can you share those resources, please? To what resources? Oday or Odai? Contact us and we will let you know. We'll have test next Sunday. Next Sunday, are you ready for the test? Self-study and CELPIP website, and we have some great YouTube channels. Awesome. We did a webinar. We did a 4-session webinar with Prometric last August. It was a 2-month thing project. So it was every 2 weeks we worked on one skill of CELPIP. It was a joint webinar between Prometric and ILIA English Academy. You can find those videos on YouTube. You can also find them our YouTube, and if you want them, you can also find them in our Telegram group, CELPIP Up, and we have put the links over there. Go and watch them. Fantastic ones, I think. So this is our Telegram group again, and let me also share our Instagram again. And
yeah, and I think we'll take a couple more questions and then we'll wrap it up for today. But we will have future webinars coming up covering different components of the test. So we'll take maybe 3 more questions and then we'll let you all enjoy your weekend.
If I have reading 6, right, writing 12, speaking 8, and listening 9, my CELPIP CLB is a 6. So the lowest one will be counted. which is tomorrow, as I want to be fully prepared. I get 50% refund. Okay, Patrick, I think you need to answer this one.
Yeah, Alyssa, so you you know, if that's what you think is right, then that's good. But you know, I'm sorry that you only got the 50% refund. But if it means that you're going to be more prepared when you actually take the exam, then it's a good decision. So I wish you the best of luck with that. Just try to prepare as much as you can, and yeah, yeah, definitely take it when you feel ready to take it. So there's a question here from Doris. The CELPIP minimum score in any of the 4 categories is your CLB score?
Yes, yes, yes. One other thing, sorry, Patrick, one other thing that many students call us, this is the thing that we hear from the majority of the people and the students who call us. This is like, our friends say that CELPIP is, our friends say IELTS is, our friends say. Make sure that your friends are expert in the field. So listen to your friends, but consult a professional. So if you have questions, if you hear about immigration from friends, call an immigration consultant. So you see, I'm pretty sure that Ankita has had such cases, like in her job, because like maybe they say like this VCP, this one is better, this one is. I would say if you're asking me about CELPIP, CELPIP is more. There is no easy test in the world. There is no easy test in the world. In my opinion, CELPIP is more doable. I think CELPIP is very very student friendly, very applicant friendly. So you will be more successful if you take the CELPIP test.
There's a question here from Olamide. Can I use the CELPIP General Test bundle to prepare? It costs $250 Canadian. Maybe you got the product or the price wrong, because it's that's expensive for one study product, $250. So I think it might be $25 Canadian if you're referring to the CELPIP Accelerate bundle. But yes, that is a really good study product to prepare. It covers all 4 components. It has like practice tests, it has videos you can watch, it'll quiz you on what you learned in the videos. It has downloadable study notes. So it is a really good study product, the CELPIP Accelerate bundle. You will be getting one part of that bundle tomorrow for attending today's session. So the voucher code is going to be emailed to you. The Sanjeev said the practice tests are expensive. Yeah, they're but keep in mind you get 2 complete tests in every set. So if you buy one set, you get 2 practice tests inside. And just keep up to date, because we do have study product sales where things are 50% off. So just make sure that you're in the loop about that, and then maybe when there is a sale, you can buy more practice tests.
I have scored IELTS Academy 6.5. What is the equivalent in CELPIP general? I just talked about a few minutes ago. You're expected to be at least a 7 plus 1. There is no half band score in CELPIP, so I cannot tell you that you are 7.5. But like, you are expected to be at least a 7. 7 is a good score. 7 is a good score. And but if you would like to know what score you need based on your documents, you can call Ankita and she will provide you with all the information. Anything? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here for today. But just wanted to thank our presenters, Ankita and Sarush, again. And best of luck to you that have exams coming up. And we will be having more webinars like this in the very near future. So just check our Instagram channel Yeah, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and best of luck preparing for the exams. And I'll let you guys, if you wanted to have any closing remarks.
Sure. Just wanted to thank everybody for joining us today. My recommendation to you is that stay motivated, stay focused, and you can always call us for any language needs that you may have. We will definitely try to offer you the best packages, which are all also affordable for you. I'm going to share our two of our social media links again here. So Ankita, if you would like to say goodbye to
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Thank you, Surush and Patrick. It was a very, very sorry, it was a very, very informative session. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And please be advised that immigration is a regulated profession in Canada, and only the regulated Canadian immigration consultants or the immigration lawyers are to provide advice on immigration law in Canada. So if you have any legal immigration questions, please feel free to reach out and do not contact IRCC on your own. I would strongly encourage you to hire a professional for the immigration services that you need, because it's complex and at times it needs most of the times you do need legal help. So we will be very, very happy to support you. And please note that English is is one of the very, very important components to build up a good comprehensive ranking score for express entry or any other provincial nominee program. So please, I mean, I know CELPIP is a very, very easy test, and Sorush is offering great preparation services. So please use these services that are for you, so that you get good scores on English, and it will definitely help you even if you want to apply for, let's say, study permit or permanent residency. It will, the good English language score, the higher your score in English, the higher your CRS score will be. So please utilize our services, and we will be very, very happy to help you. And thank you, everyone. Have a good night or a good evening or a
Yeah.
good day ahead. Bye bye.
Thanks everyone.
Everybody,
Take
thank you.
care.
Have a great weekend.